Hello and welcome to this training on how to use the GameCrafter.com for your Oracle decks so you can do a print on demand. Now the GameCrafter does also do bulk orders. I have not looked into the pricing compared to other places, but I will show you where that pricing is. So this is what the initial front page of the GameCrafter looks like. So once you've created an account and you're logged in, you're going to go up here to the top left where it says Make, and you're going to go to Games. Based on the way the website is set up, you're making a game. So click that. And if you already have some decks in their website, like I do, you're going to see the list of all of them there. And then right under that, you're going to see Add a Game. So we'll put in a name. I'm going to put in the name of one of my Oracle decks. Make sure I spell chrysalis right. It's not an easy word. And create game. Now, we're on this screen where it says components. No components yet. This is where you add each individual piece that you need. You need the deck and you need the box. So let's start with the deck. You're going to go to add a custom component because we want to customize the deck. We're not using something they already have. And to make this easier, to not have to scroll through everything, use this search bar and type in tarot. And now you're going to get all the tarot stuff. So you can see what all there is. There's tarot booklet, tarot deck, a tarot folio, a tarot hook box, another hook box for a higher amount of cards, a tuck box, a larger tuck box. They have foil decks as well. And then we have the small boxes. These are the inserts for them, not the boxes themselves. These particular boxes, the small pro and the small stout, are made larger than tarot decks, so you have to add these inserts to make the deck, make the box the correct size for the deck, so you're not just all loose in there. Now you can, for boxes and inserts, you can use generic white or you can use a customizable one. Whatever works best for you, whatever you want to do with it. So you can see all of these have an add to game. So we're going to say we're going to add a tarot deck to the game. And now it's taking us into all the info of the tarot deck. So we're going to leave this here for a moment and I'm going to show you some of the stuff that you're going to see. So at the top here we have this enable UV coating. They highly suggest it. They said it will pick up less grime from handling. Up to you if you want to do that or not. You can give it a name here again. That's redundant. The main name you gave it, you can see up here at the top where I called it within the chrysalis. That is what will be listed on the GameCrafter.com. So here is where you would upload your back image. Now for the GameCrafter, card images, and it says it right here for you, must be 900 by 1500 pixels. That is not the standard tarot size. Standard tarot size is 897 by 1497. So here's what I do. When I first make my deck, like here in Canva, I make it at the tarot size, which you can use either the pixels or the inches, whatever works for you on Canva. They're the same size. So what I do though is, in order to get it on the GameCrafter, I need it to be that 900 by 1500. So what I do is I go to resize. You can see I already have 900 by 1500 here in here because I've done this recently, and then do copy and resize. So that way you don't lose the one that you already have sized to tarot. Open the new one. Generally with that tiny shift in size, you're not going to have to move anything around to make it look right. It should still be fine, but you still want to scroll through all of your cards and make sure that you don't need to realign anything after the change. For me, in Canva, I would rename this like TGC for the GameCrafter at the end, so I know this is my size for them. So then you want to save all of these cards if we go back to the Game Crafter, you can see they accept PNG or JPEGs. So either way will work. Save them as that, but they have to be 900 by 1500 pixels. So that's where you're going to put your back in. And I'm going to put one in here so that you can see what it looks like. Give me 1 second. I did not have this already pulled up. Here we go. Okay, here is my back of the deck. So then this little orange icon tells you it needs to be proofed. What does that mean? Well, click it. And it's going to show you everything with the bleed lines and cut lines so you can look at it and make sure this is what you want it to look like. When you're ready, you hit approve. Now your back is all set, ready to go. Down here is where your cards go. Again, 900 by 1500. They do not necessarily come out in the same order you put them in here. I believe my Within the Chrysalis deck did, but if I recall, I could be wrong, but if I recall, somewhere on their website it says that they may not come out in the exact order that you put them in it. So just keep that in mind. So what we're going to do is add our cards in here, and what's going to happen, I will add all of my cards, not not the back of your card, because we already did that in a separate place. This is just where the fronts go. So you can see it's uploading my 44 cards. And so you can see these little proofing needs to be proofed buttons. So I usually scroll down to the bottom so I can kind of watch it, fill it all in. And so I know when it's done, bringing them all in. There's 44 cards total in this deck, so we're gonna have to go all the way down to 44. Let's see, did it get them all? Yes, it got all of them completely added in. Okay, so let's go back up to the top. And what you're gonna do to proof these is you're gonna hit this button. This is proof all. This is gonna take you through every individual card you have, and you're gonna have to approve every single card. When you're done, it will show you, I'm done proofing, thank you. When you're done, it will show that they've all been proofed. You cannot move forward unless you proof them all. Now, over here on the right is a lot of interesting information you may want to know. This talks about the paper it's printed on. It's a 12.320 GSM black core matte cardstock. Double-sided, rounded corners. They do not come sorted, they're in random order. That's where it is. Here are the templates for tarot cards. You can do a PNG, an SVG, Photoshop file, Illustrator, or proofing overlay. I just download the PNGs and I load them into Canva. So for example, I don't for the tarot deck because there's no reason to do it for that. I've already shown you how to convert your tarot deck into the proper size for a TGC. But when it comes to the boxes and such, you're going to want to pull those templates. So for example, this is the template for the tuck box. So you can see it shows you the full thing. You have your little pieces that you can put in images, or you can take out the image frame and put some text in there if you want. Whatever works for you. You can see that's one I did. This is one I did. There's another one. So you can see the ones I've made here. That doesn't go there. Now, I will tell you one thing. The tuck boxes drive me crazy, but I don't like tuck boxes in general because I feel like they wear out way too easily. So tuck box is not my preferred. They also have 2-piece boxes, and those are what I personally do. So this is the top of the small pro box. This is its template. And this is the bottom of the small pro box. There's its template. Now with those, there's also an insert to those card boxes. You can do a basic insert that's just white, or you can again customize it with a color or an image or whatever, and you would do the same thing. It's actually right over here. This is for the insert. Looks quite a bit different. Generally for the insert, I just do like one big image. Like on this one, I just did all a purple color for the insert. So that's what I do with my templates, as I bring them into Canva, and then I can see exactly where I need to put images, where I need to put text. So what I will do is I'll duplicate this page, I'll create my stuff for my box on it, and then I'll delete that layer of the template so that it's not there. You don't want that layer still in there. Back to the website. So that's where you'll find your templates. Information again for you here. Price per item. Here's the bulk pricing example. So for one, it's $2.84. For 100, it would be $1.55 each. So you can see how it will discount as you do bulk pricing, like most places do. Here it gives you all of the dimensions, the image size it needs to be, what's the dimensions are at shipping, like it gives you everything here. This is a very important section on the website, which is what can hold this. So we're looking at a tarot deck right now, so our option is what boxes can hold this deck. So if you click this, it's now going to give you a list of every single box that is large enough to hold a tarot deck. So you can see all of your options here. So we've done our tarot deck portion of it. Now we need to move on to like the box and such. So let's go back to the first page of the game within the chrysalis here. And you can see under components now we have a tarot deck. It has a triangle by it because we haven't proofed it yet, so you can't actually do anything with it. So now we're going to add another custom component. We're going to add a box. So we go to custom component. The small pro is the box I usually get, so you can see here's the box and here's the tarot insert for it. So I'm going to say add to game for the box. And it's going to take you, just like with the tarot cards, it's going to take you right in to put your images in. Here is where it will tell you how big it needs to be, but if you downloaded the template, you already have it the correct size. And the templates are right over here, exactly where they were for the tarot deck. So you're always going to find the templates on the right side there once you've chosen your item. So you're going to upload your top and bottom images here and proof both of them. Now this one will give you more info on how many cards it will hold, and like documents are the thickness of 9 cards. A 20-page booklet is the thickness of 4 cards. So if you're trying to figure out how much can fit into your box. Again, we have the bulk pricing here, so you can look and see how much it would be. So $9.09 each box for one at a time, but if you're doing 100, it's $6.42 each, so it's quite a bit more affordable. Again, here's all the dimensions, and in this case we're getting what fits in this box. So it's going to show you every single deck and book they have that will fit inside that box. That's not going to be very useful to you. You want to know the tarot stuff for the most part. Okay, so there's the box. We're going to go back. Now we show the box as well. Now we need to add the insert for the box so that our cards just aren't loose. So I'm going to search tarot this time because that's the easiest way to find the insert, and here they are. So I chose the small pro deck box, so I want the small pro insert. So we're going to add that to game. And again, it's going to take us right here, ready to upload the image. Now here is where you still need to pay attention to the sizes, but you still have the templates over here, right? So you can do a proofing overlay, PNG or SVG for this one. It tells you it will hold 72 cards. It tells you about the documents again. Here's your pricing for one versus, you know, like 100. It's like half price at 100. What boxes can hold that insert. It's going to show you any box that is big enough for it. It's not just going to show you what it was made for, so keep that in mind. And here's some pictures of it. And they even have a little video on tarot inserts for the small rigid boxes. So we're going to go back to the beginning of the game again. Now we have our deck, our box, our insert. Now if you want to add a book, a little booklet with it, go back to custom component. There is a tarot booklet. So type in tarot, and right here is the tarot booklet. Costs about $2.50 each according to this. So we're going to add it to our game. And this is where you put in your pages. Now, to put in your pages, they also need to be PNG or JPEG, and they also need to be 900 by 1500 pixels for the pages. So you're going to put in your pages here. These, it will do it in the order you say, so make sure they're in the correct order after you have uploaded all the pages of your book. Here's templates again on the right side for you, so you can have exactly what you need. Information on them. A 20-page booklet takes up about the thickness of 4 cards. Here's what they cost. Here's the bulk pricing for you, and all the measurements and such. Maximum 40 pages. And then there's a picture of one for you, and even a couple of videos. So we have all of our components now. We have not uploaded all of the images and such to them yet, but that's okay. We're going to go through the rest of all of these things for you so you can see what all there is. Now right now you can see over here on the right, it's telling us that this would cost us about $33.52 per deck based on these components. So we go over to production costs. This is where you're going to see the details on it again. So we have 44 cards, that's $14.20. The booklet's $2.25, the insert's $7.40, the box is $9.09, 89-cent fee, so all of that comes to $33.52. And down here at the bottom, it gives you all the bulk pricing for your specific deck. So if we were to order 100 of them, they would be $20 each. But you can even get bulk discount pricing on ordering 10 of them. So it's not a bad setup. I personally am doing print on demand right now because I don't have the capability, the money really, to purchase more than that. If I could though, I would go ahead and order like 10 of each one, and then I could reduce the price I'm selling them for because they would be a lower price. Or I could keep it and just make more profit. So then we're going to go to the next thing over here on the left, which is name. We've already named it, but this is where you would put in the name if you hadn't already. And you can see the URL that they're giving you on their website. You can direct people to this URL to buy it if you would like to do it that way. Ownership is just the designer name, whatever you want it under. My decks all go under my brand, Lunar Fox Enchantments. You can make it your name, you can make it your company name, your business name if you have a business that does it, whatever works for you. Organization, there's nothing here that we need to do, not for tarot decks. And then surfacing is important. You can add a UV coating and you can add a linen texture. And you can see it's 25 cents per sheet. If we go back to production cost, you can see here for a 44 deck, it's 5 sheets. So if it adds 25 cents per sheet, so it would add $1.25 because we have 5 sheets. So now we've gone through everything under the Make tab. Let's go to the Sell tab. Here is where you publish it. You cannot publish it until you have ordered a copy of it yourself. And I believe 30 days has to pass, if I recall. Let me see. No, it's just going to tell me it hasn't been fully proved. But you can't publish it right away. You can view it in the shop, get a little preview. You can edit your payout settings and how often you want to be paid. Over here again, it's showing you exactly how much it costs. If you have your MSRP set to this, then here's your profit. And it's also going to give you some stats on who's been looking. Vitals. This is not really relevant for tarot people. Pricing. This is where you're going to set your pricing on the GameCrafter website. So if you send somebody here to buy it, this is what they're going to pay. So it defaults to automatic pricing, where you just put in what you want your markup to be. So if you want a $5 markup, here's what the MSRP would be. Here's how much it actually costs you, here's how much goes to the GameCrafter, and here's your leftover profit of $3.88. You can also change it to not do automatic pricing, and then you can just set the price yourself. Do whatever you want. Marketing. These are required to be filled out, hence the required tag by all of them. So you need a 100-character short description. You need 60-character cool factors, 3 of those, and I'll show you what that looks like on mine. Website, you can link your website here. And then you need an advertisement image. It tells you right here again, PNG or JPEG, and it needs to be 216 by 150 pixels. So I have some of those set up in one of these Canva tabs somewhere. I think it's towards the end of this one. Yeah. This particular page is 216 by 150. So this is what I did for that for my Mothlight Oracle. And there's what I did for Within the Chrysalis Oracle for that particular image. Next, analytics. That's not anything you need to worry about. It doesn't really have anything to do with us. Safe search. They just want to make sure that your game doesn't have anything that they need to hide. Professional review is if you had somebody review your game and you want to put in the info there. Shop page is something you have to fill out. It will be a backdrop for the page, a game logo, and then a long description. And then you can add images here, like mock-up images is what I usually add here. So again, with all of these, it tells you how big it needs to be. So this one for shop backdrop should be 1600 by 600 pixels. This one for the game logo should be 350 by 150. Now we're going to go to shop preferences. Is a box required for publishing this game? Yes, we want a box. Action shots. This is more places you can put images of your deck, and it is required. You have to put at least one in. Again, right here it tells us what size they need to be, 800 by 600. Any related games. For example, I have the Sacred Wild Oracle deck and the Sacred Wild Affirmation deck. I could link those two here so that they would link to each other as being a related game. And that's it. That's all under sell that you need to worry about. Now, next, test. This is nothing that you need to deal with. This has to do with actual games. Crowd sale. They actually have a way that you can do a crowd sale. Go through this. I have never done it, so you just have to go through this yourself and see exactly what that entails. So if you notice right here, you can see my shopping cart already says $33.52. That's because it's already added it to my cart, or it will add it to cart by doing that. Sorry, I had that backwards. Warning, the booklet has too few pages. Yeah, we haven't put anything in. So let's go back to this is the preview. So if you click the name here, it'll show you what it's going to look like on the website, which right now it's very empty because we didn't fill it all out. Let me show you what it looks like for one of my games. well, decks, but they call them games. Let's look at the Mothlight Oracle. Let's look at the sales page. So this is what it looks like. There's that background image. This is where the logo goes. There's its price, the ability to wish list it. These are those 60 character long cool facts that you were supposed to put in. It's a why buy this section. This was a short description that we had that was only, I think, 100 characters. Here is the long description I gave. Here it lets them see all the components that will be included, any ratings it has, when it was published, all of this tags you can put in on it, more info at the website, and then here are some mock-up images that I included that they can look at. So that is what your actual store page for your decks will look like. Now, to do print on demand, you can do it a few different ways. You can either give them a link directly to this, like I could give them this link right here, which would take somebody straight to this page where they could buy my Mothlight Oracle. The other way to do it is, like, I have it listed on Etsy. So to list it on Etsy, since Etsy and the Game Crafter don't talk to each other, what I have to do then is when someone buys it on Etsy, then I come over here to the Game Crafter and I order it with their address in as the delivery and have it sent to them. So a couple of different ways to do print on demand. The easiest, most direct, of course, is just to give them this link. Let me think if there's anything else I want to show you while we're here. Go back to my games. I think that's it. I also do affirmation decks on here, so I do them the same size. There are other options. If you look back at the components that we were looking at, custom component, and let's go under the cards section here. Instead of just searching tarot, we're just going to look at cards. So there are different size cards that you could use. Like, this is a bridge size deck, so it's 2.25 inches by 3.5 inches. You can make a miniature deck that way. Or they have poker size cards, of course. They have a micro deck that's only 1.25 by 1.75. Mini decks 1.75 by 2.5 inches. So you could also make mini decks this way too. And they even have square if you're doing something fun with your tarot deck and you want it to be on square. In fact, this image is a tarot card image as the example. So whatever you want to use, you can use. So that is all. If you have any questions, I'm Angela Cacioppo. I am somewhat active in the group depending on how I'm feeling at any given point in time, but you can always send me a message or tag me in a post if you have any questions about the Game Crafter, and I will help you as best as I can. I am by no means an expert at it, but I have listed 10 decks on it, I think, so I do have some experience with it. So thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you learned what you needed to learn to get set up on thegamecrafter.com, and let me know if you do get something set up. Thank you so much. I will see you in the group. Bye-bye.